Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Just Open It, the YouTube series in which I open recently acquired toys. My name is Russ. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you're a fellow toy collector or a fan of pop culture in general, please subscribe to my channel, Karaoke Fanboy TV. Every week I do open a recently acquired toy or collectible, and today I am opening from the Turtles of Grayskull, Raphael. Yes, I was excited to find figures from this next wave of the Turtles of Grayskull at my local Walmart, so I snatched them up. In fact, I found them all except for Shredder, so I'll have to continue going to Walmart until Shredder is in my possession, but there are the other figures in this line. Some instruction about Raphael's helmet, and of course the awesome art that's indicative of not only this line, but Masters of the Universe Origins in general. Raphael is my favorite Ninja Turtle, Slash, and Faker for that matter, are two of my favorite characters from the Turtles and Masters of the Universe respectively. So the fact that we have an image here of Raphael in Ram Man armor, basically fighting a Faker Slash hybrid as Shredder and Skeletor look on. If you told me in 1989 that I was going to have this kind of stuff in my possession in the future, I would think, well, what a marvelous future indeed. Do we have flying cars? Have we achieved world peace? Is the air clean? I'd say no, none of that, but Masters of the Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have crossed over, and it's great, and I'm excited to have this figure. With Raphael, I will have 3 of the 4 Turtles, and I know Michelangelo is coming in a future wave, so that's going to be a hallmark for me personally when I have Mikey in this Masters of the Universe kind of garb here. But there he is, hard-headed size specialist, so that's why we get this Ram Man merger, I presume, is because Raph is a stubborn guy. And I'm just tearing right into this because I'm excited to see what's in store. You know, a character of this size and stature, it feels like this would be a deluxe character, but he's just kind of a standard in the regular wave here. And the board comes right off. Ooh, a second volume, I think, of this Turtles of Grayskull mini-comic series, Belly of the Beast Man. So I'm excited to see this. I'm really excited to read this, actually, to see where they take this story next. And I just saw that Dark Horse, I think, released a press release where there will be a standard-sized, a full-sized Masters of the Universe TMNT Turtles of Grayskull comic coming out in the fall. Illustrated, at least. I don't know who the writer is. I presume Tim Seeley, but I could be wrong. But drawn by this incredible artist here that has mastered, no pun intended, the crossover mini comic or standard size comic too, with Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Justice League and Masters of the Universe. I think specifically Injustice, the video game and Masters of the Universe. Freddie Williams Jr., right, is his name? It'd be nice if they got some credit in here, the creative team. But all in all, these little comics have been great. Let's get into the figure. I smell them. I don't know why. I smell them. Here's a Psy, glove. I couldn't tell in the packaging what I was looking at there exactly, but you have this you see his hand here, and that kind of reminds me of the armor Raph wore in the, was it 2017 TMNT cartoon? Was that Raph or Leo? That was the kind of a superhero style Ninja Turtle. Kind of reminds me of that, is what I'm getting at. Okay, that side was bound, but popped right out easily. As does the figure himself, or am I speaking too soon? I am, because we got these 2 plastic bands holding him in at the legs. Was there a risk of him rattling around in the package? So we had to put these in. So I had to do this and not just extract the figure and enjoy him. I don't come prepared with scissors or a box cutter or anything. I'm just ripping into this as if I were a kid ready to play. And that little pause is so frustrating to me. Because now look, he's all like wonky, and I gotta straighten him out. But I'll tell you what, right off the bat, this is pretty cool. Now, the only reason I would have mixed feelings about this crossover is I think Playmates Toys, the company, has done such an incredible job over the last, 3 decades, bringing us Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In fact, so many of us would not know who the Turtles are without those toys. We were introduced to the comics through those toys in many ways. So the fact that Mattel has this license and is doing this, and there isn't a Playmates credit at all on the packaging, and I'm just looking to confirm. The fact that Mattel has a little piece of the Turtles now just evokes mixed feelings in me, because Mattel is a well-established toy brand responsible for Barbie and He-Man and countless other popular properties over the years. And I would just hate to think that some people find this like more legitimate than Playmates, if that's the right word I want to use. The fact that the Turtles have come into their own now because they are in part of Mattel property as well. I know that Mattel, I just got the email before I started recording this video, they're doing some Little People Ninja Turtles to celebrate their 40th anniversary, so it's like the original black and white version with the red bandanas. That's a Mattel Little People toy that's coming out. I think it's a 4-pack of the Turtles. You know, that's cool and all, but again, Playmates is such an incredible company. The studios that were responsible for the design of those characters are really awesome talent. And I do not want that to be underscored by Mattel doing this here. I think that Playmates will forever have a special place in my heart. But man, as I look at this Raphael, it's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to remove the helmet, get a look at his head. And does this come off too? It looks like it might. Let me just mess with this a little bit. The shells were coming off of the other characters as makeshift shields, but that does not look like it's the case here. This is loose, as if it could be removed, but his head, his bandana specifically, kind of block that potential. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove the head. It popped off way too easily. I'm going to remove the armor. Okay, this is weird. So it looks like the shell is attached to the armor that is not a makeshift. Oh, it is. Okay, it came off. I was going to say, is this a shield? And it is. You can see the handle in there. But could I also attach this to the back of Raph if I wanted to by itself? And I can't. The only reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to see if I have a regular Raphael action figure here as well, without a Ram Man fusion. And I kind of do. And I could take this off too, but I'm not going to bother. I kind of do. Except there's this weird like shell imprint on the back. It's not quite bulky enough to be reminiscent of one of the Ninja Turtles shells. This is kind of a He-Man-esque figure now. It almost looks like a bootleg, honestly. It almost looks like a Ninja Turtle bootleg, where they would have popped a turtle head on a He-Man body and he'd be like, Ninja Warrior or something like that. Or Reptile Barbarian. So that's interesting. I just wanted to see if that was a potential thing I could have here. But I'm going to put the armor back on. We're going to get into Ram Man mode here with Raph. I'm going to put the head back on first and then do the shell. Without the shell, it's pretty cool on the back, actually. So it looks like Ram Man's armor. And so Ram Man has been turned into an actual ram in this version of Masters of the Universe, which is kind of clever in my opinion. I don't know if I ever would have thought of that if you had tasked me with merging these universes. But so with that, I presume the story is Man at Arms said, well, here, Raph, wear Ram Man's armor until he's back to normal. So that's kind of neat. So this goes over his hand, I think. Do I have to remove his hand to do this? I'd rather not. It doesn't look like I have to. Let me see if the package... There is no instruction about how to put this on. So I'm just going to fit that there like that. It looks like he's wearing the glove. Okay. Let me remove the hand. I just hate doing this. And to see if it's easier that way. It is. So that kind of goes on there with the de facto hand. Yeah, it's a better proportion anyway. Put the Psy in the hand here, like so. I was skeptical about this kind of Psy gauntlet, but it actually looks really neat when it's on the figure, because there is a hand there to show that it is a gauntlet. I wasn't sure if it was just going to be this kind of pure blade, no, without a hand kind of a thing. But when he is fully assembled, he's looking pretty cool. Look at that. A Raphael Ram Man hybrid. I'm just kind of blown away by it. I don't know if this line will ever not shock me, especially when you have cool combinations like this. With a decent enough storyline to match. I mean, the fact that Krang was, trying to find some power in the universe and came across Eternia, and he and Shredder teamed up with Skeletor and, turned He-Man evil, so the Turtles have to team up with the other Masters to get him back, and along the way it looks like there's some collateral damage with Ram-Man and stuff like that. He gets caught up too, becomes evil. I mean, the figures are kind of speaking for themselves, and then these mini comics embellish the story. It's really neat, and I'm a fan of it, and I'll keep buying them as long as I could find them. I really hope I could find that Shredder, because I don't want to be on the hunt for these figures forever either. I just like the snatch and grab. I have them, I could bring them home, and I could just open them for you here on YouTube. So, highly recommended, of course, this Raphael, and he's got a little slot on his shell in the back there to sheathe the Psy, I presume. So, if you see him at Walmart, pick him up. Highly recommended. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Again, if you're a fan of toys, you can follow me on Instagram as well at Amazing AZ Comics. I do post a little bit more there about the comics and toys that I love, but I also post about the comics and zines that I make. I'm a self-publishing cartoonist based in Phoenix, Arizona. I've created my own original superheroes, and I'd love to see you over there on Instagram and have your support there as well. That would be very much appreciated. Until next time, I'm going to grab another unopened toy here in my living room. Please tune in when I look at that toy and say, you know what? Just open it. I'll catch you next time.